Ego is just a small 3-letter word which can destroy a big 12-letter word called relationship. A beautiful quote from an unknown which actually apps right into ego. Welcome to Joe Talks. Ego, that constant companion in our thoughts, has a big influence in our lives. Our ego, the little voice inside our head that tells us who we are, has a very big impact on how we live our lives. It's like a director of a play, quietly directing our thoughts and actions. Our ego shapes how we see things and how we interact with others. Understanding how our ego affects us is really important for getting through life's ups and downs. Basically, our ego is like our self-image, showing us how we fit into the world. It's that little voice that tells us what we want and what we believe in. At times, it gives us confidence to go after our dreams, but other times it gets in the way. One big way our ego affects us is our relationships. When our ego gets out of control, it can cause fights and push people away. It makes us focus too much on ourselves and not enough on others. This can lead to arguments and hurt feelings. But if we focus on being humble and understanding, we can build a stronger connection with the people. Sometimes our ego can make us act selfish or defensive, which can hurt our relationships. We might only care about what we want and ignore what others need, or we might get upset really easily when someone criticizes us. Communication is where ego problem often shows up the most. Instead of trying to understand each other, we end up arguing just to prove we are right. This can ruin trust and make us feel distant from each other. Our ego can also affect how we see our partners and our relationships. At times we expect too much from them and rely on them too much to make us feel good about ourselves. But even though our ego can cause problems, it can also help us to grow. By being aware how our ego affects us, we can learn to be more humble and understanding. This can make our relationship stronger, help us become better people. It is important to be kind to ourselves when we are thinking about our ego. We should try to understand ourselves better and be open for changing for the better. By being aware of our ego and being humble, we can have a better relationships and be happier overall. As we conclude our discussion on the profound impact of the ego, let's remember its pivotal role as a fundamental aspect of human nature. It not only shapes our perception and guides our decisions, but also deeply influences our relationship in both subtle and profound ways. However, it's crucial to recognize that ego isn't inherently good or bad. Rather, it's how we manage and utilize it that determines the impact on our lives. Through cultivating self-awareness, practicing humility, and prioritizing genuine connections over ego-driven impulses, we can navigate the complexities of our relationship with grace and compassion. So let's commit to embracing a power of healthy ego while remaining vigilant against its pitfalls. By doing so, we can foster relationships that are not only resilient and fulfilling, but also deeply enriching. A beautiful quote. Let me end it with, "When ego dies, the soul awakes." A quote that Mahatma Gandhi said. Thank you all for joining this transformative journey of self-discovery and growth. This is Joby Mangalat signing off from Joe Talks. Thank you. See you next time.